This is your class live recording for your persuasive letter to Zeus. The first thing I want to go over with you is what you need to be doing in this assignment. So specifically, I'm asking you to write a 500-word persuasive letter to Zeus, asking him for safe passage home. So in this letter, you need to plead with Zeus to be merciful and to offer his assistance and let you go home. So you will be writing from the perspective of Odysseus, writing a formal letter. Don't worry, I've got the formatting stuff coming soon. And appeal to him. You know, we've got a lot of great persuasive techniques, so we're going to go over them right now. I highly recommend that you utilize each of these techniques. They break down perfectly because there are 3 of them, so I would say use one for each paragraph, and that should be your body paragraphs. Logos, which is logic, so explain to Zeus logically why Odysseus should get to go home, or you as Odysseus should get to go home. Appeal to his logic. You know, you've fought in the war, you've done your time, you've been away for 20 years. You've done your time, it's time to go home. Utilize pathos, which is the appeal to pity and emotion. Zeus has a heart. We know he loves his mortals. He has plenty of affairs. Appeal to that pity and that emotion. Zeus should take pity on humans every once in a while. He's a god after all. And then finally, ethos, which is beliefs and ideals. This might be Zeus's sense of justice and what is right. So appeal to that. You know, again, you've done your time. You fought bravely in this massive war. You know, mentioning Athena might help here also. So I would recommend using these 3 items for your body paragraphs. I've got a nice list here of items to consider using for your persuasion. Again, Odysseus has been away from home for 20 years. He fought in the Trojan War, which we know was at least 7 years long. He has a wife and son at home, maybe. Remember, we as the reader know that his wife and son are at home, but Odysseus doesn't know. He doesn't know what's happened to Penelope and Telemachus, and so there is a question, what is he even going to come home to in Ithaca? Remember, there's a vendetta he has with Poseidon over what happened with Polyphemus. He ends up in this battle with the Cicones. He ends up in the land of the Lotus Eaters. The whole issue with Polyphemus, the bag of wind where he's almost home and then gets blown off course. Circe and her turning people into pigs. The incident with the Sirens, going to the underworld, Scylla and Charybdis, the events on Thrinacia, which invokes the wrath of another god. So items to consider discussing when you're trying to tell Zeus everything that's happened to you and why you should get to go home. This is kind of basic formatting of what a formal letter should look like. An address for Zeus might just say Mount Olympus. An address for yourself could be made up. There should be a date. A formal greeting should be displayed on the left. You'll have, hopefully, 5 paragraphs here. You'll have an introductory paragraph just kind of stating your purpose. You know, Zeus, I'm writing you this letter, hoping that you might take pity on me, a poor little peon who is just a human, something to that effect. Remember, he is a god. You want to pay homage, build him up, pull yourself down, that type of thing. And then you'll have your main body paragraphs, which should address the ethos, pathos, and logos persuasive techniques. And then a concluding paragraph, again, where you might just build up Zeus, stroke his ego a little bit, and say, you know, you're so mighty and powerful, and, you know, you taking pity on me would be highly appreciated, even though I don't deserve it, and blah, 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 what have you. And then finally, you'll sign off. Generally, we use faithfully or yours sincerely, and then a name at the end. So this is the formatting you need to follow. If there's any confusion about this, you can let me know. We'll go over it again together. Some do's and don'ts for you. Do use all 3 types of persuasion, so that way you're appealing to Zeus in every really persuasive manner you can. Please reread your essay. Make logical arguments that make sense. Don't just say, I want to go home because I want to go home, and you should let me go home, that's all. That's not going to appeal to anybody's senses, and people won't give in to that, particularly a god. Don't forget to use correct formatting, please. I will be looking for it. Do use paragraph formatting. So again, looking for that 5-paragraph setup. Don't forget to include your introduction, conclusion, and your salutation, which is your greeting at the beginning and your closing at the end. So that's it for your persuasive essay to Zeus. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in class.